So Angie Stone signed with Arista Records back in 1999, which is owned by Sony Entertainment. Then she inked a deal with J Records back in 2001, which is owned by Sony Entertainment as well. So that's that name again, Sony. Yeah, I mean Michael Jackson, Aaron Carter. There's an article put out that Limp Bizkit is suing Universal Music Group for $200 million in unpaid royalties. Fred Durst. So Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst, and Flawless Records, the record label solely owned by Fred Durst, are suing Universal Music Group (UMG) for over $200 million that they claim they owe in unpaid royalties, according to the lawsuit viewed by Pitchfork. Let's get into the brother, Dress, the brother Dress from Black Sheep, the rap group back in the early '90s, is suing Universal Group as well. He recently did an interview with Math Hoffa's podcast saying he's suing them for over $700 million, $750 million in back royalties. So let's get into this clip.
I'm merely the tip of that spear, and I filed the paperwork. Everybody that did a deal before streaming existed needs to join me. It's open to everyone that it affects. Because it's not about me, it's about us. And we're stronger in this fashion. When we did our deal and streaming didn't exist, we went from vinyl to cassette to CD. Those were the three forms. So how is tell me they're gonna give me $1 for 1,000 streams? I never negotiated that. How are you gonna tell me what you gonna give me for my intellectual property? Nah, that's not what we're gonna do. So I had to look back and find out in my contract, there's language that speaks to unforeseen. If there's an unforeseen way that we're selling music other than vinyl, CD, and cassette, we split that 50-50. Since 2008, when y'all started streaming, y'all owe me 50% of every stream I've ever had. Not only me, but every artist that did a deal before streaming. It's a class action suit. I'm merely the...
So that, I mean, you gotta think about these artists are, not getting paid from these streaming companies like they were when they was pressing up CDs, the barcode and all that. So a lot of these artists didn't sign on to this for their music to be streaming, and they only collecting cents off of streaming. They didn't never do a deal with the artists for that. Same thing with the streaming for the movies and all that. A lot of them Hollywood people was not getting residual checks anymore because they pay you to show up. It goes on Netflix. Then you don't get no more money after that. So a lot of these streaming companies are licensing all these old TV shows and movies. So the actors and actresses is not getting nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? Remember R. Kelly? R. Kelly royalties, man. The UMG, they got rights to R. Kelly music as well. So y'all remember R. Kelly royalties has to be paid to the victims of him. Let's get into this clip real quick.
The record label for convicted singer R. Kelly must now pay out $500,000 in music royalties. The money will go to Kelly's sex abuse victims. The singer, as you know, is serving 30 years in prison for racketeering and sex trafficking. A judge in New York ordered Kelly and the Universal Group to pay the money to satisfy victims' restitution and unpaid fines. Court documents say Universal Music Group has 10 days to transfer the money for payouts.
But why that $500 million ain't going to R. Kelly? That's his royalties. Now y'all know he done wrote songs for everybody in the industry, including Michael Jackson. All right, so let's hop back into Angie Stone. So Angie Stone took to her Instagram to reveal that she's going after, and she's going to spill the names of these folks, these individuals. So she did a live stream earlier, and this is what she wrote in the caption. She said, "What had happened was, reference to the Jamie Foxx stand-up on Netflix. She said, I've discovered something that's been hidden in the dark for too long. My publishing was stolen. And guess what? I know exactly who did it. But don't get it twisted. I'm coming for you and all the dogs who thought they could take what was mine. Trust me, I'm ready." Just like Jamie Foxx said, what had happened was, well, now it's my turn to share my testimony. It's a new chapter, and you can bet that the truth is coming to light. Stay tuned. So I'm gonna play a little bit of her video, but make sure y'all go subscribe to Angie Stone's YouTube channel. That's Angie Stone's YouTube channel, where she's addressing a lot of the stuff that she had to go through in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So let me pull this up. I just want to get it to the part where she's talking about Universal.
But meanwhile, back at the ranch, was as I was coming through all of this, I soon found out that one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music, it's the second part of the ugly truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot, excuse me, God, a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen. As I begin to find out things that I never had to look into, because when you hire a team of people that to some degree supposed to have your back, you're thinking that they're getting it all together for you. You know, that's why, you know, I respect Oprah Winfrey in that respect when she said, do your own research. Just on the celebrity that I let a lot of important things slip through the cracks only because I didn't know any better. I worked very hard to take care of my kids as a single mother, and I'm being transparent. My kids' fathers just were not doing what they're supposed to do. So I had to step up and go in and do everything that I needed to do for my family, which is why I worked so hard, which is why I traveled so much, which is why I did shows, because at the end of the day, after 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me. They have basically absorbed in that company. And even though there's several class action lawsuits, people that were working on my behalf never even registered the songs. All the songs that I've done, I'm only coming to find out they were not properly registered.
See, and that's what Drez was talking about from Black Sheep. You know what I mean? They just took these artists' music, threw them up on these streaming platforms, and making all that money off the advertisement, and these artists is not getting nothing. $1 for 1,000 streams? What is that? And they ain't even getting a full dollar for 1,000 streams. You know what I'm saying? So now, like we told y'all, what they plan on doing with the music is they plan on doing what Tory Lanez did prior to him going to jail, which he jumped the gun. He wasn't supposed to do what he did. You know what I mean? But he turned that album into an NFT. He tokenized that album, put it on the blockchain, and he made $1 million in 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? So these record companies are planning to take these artists' intellectual property, tokenize it, digitize it, put it on the blockchain, and make trillions of dollars off of it. Because if Tory Lanez could make $1 million in 1 minute based off his fans buying a piece of his his music, imagine what they could do with the rest of these artists' music, like Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Prince, James Brown, all these artists that their music constantly being used in various licenses to movie companies and commercials and networks and radio stations. And imagine how much money they gonna make off putting that music on the blockchain. And that's what we saying. They making these artists and these celebrities disposable, because they basically saying we don't need them no more. They all doing deals. All these big record companies are doing deals with the AI tech companies, where they can use these artists' voice and create new music out of using these artists' likeness and image in voice. Yeah, this is going to a whole different age, man. So a lot of these artists are banding together to basically audit these record companies to find out where they money at. And you know that's not gonna be an easy task because you see how dirty they play. Y'all seen we just did a video on Michael Jackson last night on the channel. Check that. Make sure y'all check that out. Yeah, you see what happened to Whitney Houston. When you start telling these record companies, look, where's my money at? And you start, getting lawyers and stuff on it and to audit these record companies, they ain't trying to pay out all that because come to find out, these record companies owe billions and billions of dollars in royalties to these artists. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Angie Stone, man. Y'all go subscribe to her YouTube channel and follow her on Instagram and all that too. You know what I mean? Yeah.
By the companies that I signed over to. People that were supposed to do their due diligence. So I am truly a walking testimony that God has carried me all this time. Because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made.
Right, they probably owe her like double-digit millions. Because she didn't wrote songs for a lot of people, and not only that, her music alone. That's insane, man. Well, I hope you do what you do. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do, Angie, to get your bread out these record companies and the rest of the artists that they owe royalties to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna check up out of here, y'all. Catch y'all on the next one, man. All right, peace.
We'll put that there.
The boy got some beard oil.
Premium beard oil though.
Premium.
Like this is the vibe of the whole house though. So that's why that's so hard, because y'all didn't even know that.
Black and gold.
Black and gold. This is hard right here. I'm gonna definitely use
Black
this.
Gold, white gold.
If y'all could smell this,